Who would have thought 2 whole years after Ye and Adidas split, ending the collaboration, 2024 would be the best time to buy Yeezys. And this is probably the last time you're gonna hear this next sentence. Today, we're going over the top 10 best Yeezys 2024. Coming in at number 10, the Yeezy 350 V1 Pirate Black and Turtle Dove. So I decided to lump these two together because I pretty much feel exactly the same about both of them. The Pirate Blacks and the Turtle Doves had a restock in 2022 and 2023, which had the internet shook because we never thought that that was going to happen. The Turtle Dove colorway being the first 350 sneaker of all time and one of the most iconic, and the Pirate Blacks being a fan favorite because of the colorway when it originally dropped in 2015 right after the Turtle Doves. Now, as much as I have a ton of respect for both of these sneakers, I will say wearing them in 2024 doesn't really go with my personal style. So these are mainly on the list because of nostalgia and the fact that you can own one of the original Yeezys for retail price in 2024. Practically speaking, the 350 V2 is called V2 for a reason. It's just objectively a superior shoe in terms of practicality, comfort, and overall durability as well. I'd probably throw style into that while we're at it. In terms of release dates, the Pirate Blacks dropped on June the 6th, however the Turtle Doves are only going to be dropping on June the 11th, so you do have another shot at those for retail. And if you're unfamiliar with sizing on these, I would personally stay true to size. However, if you are a little bit of a wide footer, I would recommend going up a half size. Coming in at number 9, we got the Yeezy Desert Boot. 3 colorways dropped, the tan, oil, and salt colorway. I would probably say that the tan one is my favorite. However, all 3 are a great option. And I would say that the Desert Boot is kind of the definition of a sneaker growing on you, at least in my experience. I remember first buying these when they originally released, trying them on, looking at myself in the mirror and realizing, yeah, these just don't really go with my style. Fast forward a few years and they definitely fit in very, very well. They go with a lot of my baggier outfits. They look great with jeans, cargos, and a bunch of other options. I also don't think I'm necessarily alone in that. They are significantly more hyped up and popular now than they were when they originally released. Aside from just the looks, these are actually one of the most reasonable Yeezys that Adidas offers. They are very well made with nice soft suede and leather covering the entire upper. They feel really great quality in hand, and they retail for just $200, which yes is still expensive. However, when you compare it to the rest of the Yeezy lineup, it's far more reasonable. I mean, we got the tactical boots for $300, which are nowhere near the quality that you get on the Desert Boots. Same thing with the 700s for $300. When you compare them to the Desert Boot, it just feels like you're getting a lot more of a shoe for your money with the Desert Boot. Even a pair of 350s are more expensive than these. If you like the look of them, I definitely recommend. However, the most important thing that you need to know about these is that they fit incredibly small. You need to go at least a full size up. Coming in at number 8, we've got the Yeezy 350 V2 Zebra. So point blank, in my opinion, this is the best Yeezy 350 V2 ever made. It's kind of a combination of a nostalgic feeling when I have these and also the fact that you can still throw them on and look great today. This is like the 10th time that they have come back, so the special factor of these returning is not as high as some of the other ones, but every single time that they've released, they have sold out, which just proves the point that so many people absolutely love this pair of shoes. And again, in 2024, you have another shot at owning a piece of Yeezy history for retail price. Now, I do know that the debate is still out there whether 350 V2s in general are still in style, but for me personally, it's just too much of a practical, comfortable, and easy pair of shoes to throw on, so I definitely still wear them. Granted, it is mostly for the gym, running errands, or wearing them with a pair of shorts. But hey, if you're going for any 350s, this would definitely be the pair to go for. Coming in at number 7, the Yeezy 500 Blush colorway. So this again, in my opinion, has to be the best colorway on the Yeezy 500 model. It's also the very first colorway that dropped back in 2018. However, back then, everybody thought that it was going to be called the Desert Rat. I will say that the official images, when you look at them on the Adidas Confirmed app, they look very, very different to what you're going to receive in hand. They almost look pinkish online. But when you get them in, you do realize that it's a very nice, subtle tan color. You'll also realize that it's a very well-made pair of shoes covered in soft leathers and suede. It's comfortable, even though these are one of the very few Yeezys made without full-length boost in the midsole. These have a cushioning called Adiprene Plus. However, it's plenty cushioned and overall is nice on foot. For sizing, I would actually recommend going a half size up because they are a little bit snug. However, I have owned 500s that I've been true to size with, and they do kind of stretch out a little bit over time. Coming in at number 6, we've got the Yeezy 700 V2 Vanta. This pair of shoes being this high up on the list kind of goes against what I typically like, which is the lighter colored sneakers. However, there's really something just about a 700 V2 with all of its intricate panels that look so damn good in triple black. Like most of the 700s, these are probably a lot more expensive than they technically should be. They retail at $250, which is actually a lowered retail price from when it originally launched back in 2019 at $300. There's definitely a case of Adidas try to charge as much as they possibly could with these 700s. This colorway in particular continues to be one of the most sought after 700s. They still resell for a decent amount. However, obviously, because now that they've restocked, there's plenty more pairs in circulation, dropping that resale value, which is always a good thing. If you did want to pick them up, now is a better time than any. And if you are wondering about sizing, I would actually say true to size, they do fit a lot bigger than the V1s. So if you're referencing those, stay true to size. Coming in at number 5, we got the Yeezy 700 V3 Azael. So these are actually the cheapest 700 model that you can buy, cheaper than the V1s, V2s, and of course the MNVNs. And that is largely due to the fact that these do not have full length boost, unlike all of the other ones. However, it doesn't make them uncomfortable. It doesn't make them as comfortable, but it's not a hard pair of shoes to throw on and feel pretty good in. This Azael pair is the original colorway of this model that dropped back in 2019. And when they did drop, they were extremely limited, only out in the US, and had hardly any pairs. They were reselling for like $1,000. And now you can pick them up for around about retail price, which is pretty insane. They glow in the dark, look great on foot, and go with a plethora of different outfits, whether it's baggy pants, more fitted pants, shorts, you name it. It's an extremely versatile colorway that is definitely one of my favorite Yeezys. I recommend half sizing up. They are definitely one of the more tighter Yeezy models. Coming in at number 4, and you're gonna love me for this one, it's the Yeezy Knit Runner boot. Okay, so definitely a wild card pick, and I know that it's a polarizing design to say the least. Some people are gonna love it, and some people are gonna absolutely hate it. But I obviously love it, and I really do think that it represents kind of what Yeezy was all about. Crazy designs that were super unique and obviously polarizing, but it really did push the industry forwards. And this wild yellow pair of boots was definitely something that I feel like we were on the cusp of when Yeezy was changing in 2021. They started putting out more crazy designs like the insulated boots as well. And I feel like if this collaboration hadn't have crashed and burned like it did, we could have seen some pretty insane stuff. However, the shoes themselves are surprisingly more practical than you would first think. They are completely waterproof, or I haven't really tested that. It does say it on the side though. They're surprisingly comfortable, really comfortable in fact. They've got a really nice burlap cushioned thing on the top, which almost feels like a warm jacket around your ankles. But when you get the outfit right, this is an incredibly cool pair of boots that you really just can't find anything quite like it from anywhere else. Now, unfortunately, they are exclusively dropping out in the US on June the 6th, and that's how they've always been. So the resale price on these is pretty high. The retail at that is $400, so they're pretty expensive to start off with. But at least they are restocking, so anybody who was really after this pair of boots, at least the price tag should drop a little bit. And if you're wondering about sizing, these do fit kind of true to size. However, they do only come in full sizes, so I would recommend staying with your true to size unless you're a half sizer, in which case go up to the nearest full size. Right, we got some honorable mentions right before we hop into that top 3, and I want to kick it off with Yeezy sales. That's right, a ton of Yeezys are hitting the sales racks for 50-60% off there, not only in the physical Adidas outlets, but they're also going on sale online. I picked up a couple pairs for 50% off, and honestly, I think any Yeezy at that price is a steal. So I would definitely keep your eyes out throughout this month. Anything that doesn't sell out as a main drop could end up being on sale. We're talking like the Desert Boots Salt colorway potentially could go down. The tactical sand boots, those could also be slashed in price. Everything seems like it's on the table, and I think it's just an incredible time to be alive because this is unprecedented. list. Another honorable mention would be the Yeezy 700 V2 Statics. This is the original colorway of the V2. It's really nice, pretty simple, but definitely a great option. Last honorable mention, just as crazy as my number 4 pick, the Yeezy insulated boot. Wild, crazy, but it's a pair that I am 100% trying to grab. It's one of the very few Yeezys that I've actually never tried. It's expensive. It's going to be dropping exclusively out in the US, and that's June the 11th, where it should drop, obviously, if all the release dates are correct, which so far they have been. Those are my honorable mentions. Let's get into this top 3. Starting at number 3 with the Yeezy Slide Bone and Pure. Now, I'm lumping these two together because the colors on these is practically indistinguishable. I could see someone wearing one of these colorways and I could not tell you which one it is, Yeezy Bone or Pure. Now, at this point, I have spoken ad nauseum about the freaking Yeezy Slide. But fun fact, I wasn't really a slide person until I bought my very first pair of Yeezy slides, and boy, it changed my life. They are the most comfortable thing that you can put on your feet. And since buying these when they originally dropped like 3-4 years ago, I have tried countless of other slides from different brands, ones claiming that they're the new most comfortable, but nothing compares to the incredibly soft, squishy foam that the Yeezy slides have. Not just that, but the chunky silhouette makes them super wearable and versatile with shorts or even a full outfit. They stay on your foot really nicely, which is different to typical slides that flop around and slide off. And these two colors in particular are just the easiest to throw on with any outfit. They're going to be the most versatile and they look really, really good. Those are my 2 recommendations, but honestly, any Yeezy slide is an amazing option. As for sizing, I would personally recommend sizing up. They are definitely pretty tight. Coming in at number 2, we got the Yeezy Foam Runner in the sand colorway. Yes, we got another icon on the list. Polarizing, some people love him, some people hate him, but still an icon. I mean, you can't really argue with the fact that after these things released, the foam shoe trend just disseminated across the whole sneaker game. Every brand was trying to replicate that magic that this sneaker brought to everyone. The Foam Runner is actually one of my favorite shoes of all time. I think they look really cool, and obviously they are insanely comfortable, very easy to slip on and go and wear with a bunch of different outfits. They're super easy to clean, which is a godsend during the summer months. You just want to hose them off and they're brand new, ready to go. They're also very durable. I've been wearing mine for like 3 years straight and they look great. They should be releasing on June the 11th, so hopefully if you're watching this before then, you have an opportunity to grab them at retail. It's a great time to pick them up. We're heading into the warmer months, so it'd be something that you wear quite frequently. And in terms of sizing, I would actually stay true to size. Even if they do feel a little bit snug at first, they stretch out quite a lot over time. But coming in at number 1, the Yeezy 700 Wave Runner. What a redemption arc this pair of sneakers had. So this was the first ever Yeezy 700 colorway that kind of launched this brand new model. However, when they originally dropped in 2017, people hated them. They were making memes and just, it was the laughing stock of the sneaker community because it was the ugliest Yeezy that ever released. I'm pretty sure they didn't even completely sell out when they first dropped. However, fast forward a few years and I'm pretty sure if you ask most people what their favorite Yeezy is or what the most iconic one is, it's the Wave Runners. You could even argue that the Yeezy 700 Wave Runner really kick-started the dad shoe trend that is still kind of here to this day. This sneaker is definitely iconic and will always kind of remain as the poster child of the entire Yeezy and Adidas collaboration. But we do still have a chance to get them for retail price, which is unfortunately $300. June 13th, they should be releasing globally. Obviously, if you're watching this video before that, or even if you're watching it after the fact, maybe you tried, you didn't manage to get them. At least there's a lot more pairs in circulation, so you hopefully don't have too much of an issue picking them up on the aftermarket. Now, as for sizing, this is a 700 V1, which is definitely tighter than some of the other options, so I would actually recommend going a half size up. But I would love to know from you, what Yeezy would you put at number 1? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see me unbox every 2024 Yeezy from round 1, click that video right over there.